Hi. Just back from Australia. Had a bit of an Australian trip, and went to see grandkids in Australia, of course, and took my bike with me. So took the bow tie, as you've probably seen in the video. I did a couple of videos of me out there. So what am I doing now? I'm rebuilding everything, but I'm also, because it's now coming into winter, our autumn, when we come back from Australia where it was 26, 28 degrees, sunny, dry, lovely, we've come back to rain. It's not actually raining at the moment. The sun is out for a couple of days, but apart from that, it's muddy and all the rest of it. So I am going to swap tyres. I've just mentioned, when you go abroad and you put a bike in a hold, you have to let the air out your tyres. So these are squashed. These have been obviously in the plane, and the air's been taken out. So I'm going to swap these. These are Jumbo Jims, Schwab Jumbo Jims, which are great for summer, dry conditions. Useless when it gets slippy and wet. So these are going to come off, and I'm going to put on. Bear with me a sec. I am going to put on these little MFs. These are amazing. These are Schwab Almighty tyres, 4.8 of super grip. Absolutely brilliant. Not slow rolling at all. So these are going back on my bow tie. I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to have to take the sealant out. There's a sealant in this tyre. So what I tend to do is have a jug handy, and then I'll pop the tyre off the bead and pour all the sealant. I use stand sealant so you can reuse it. Pop it into this jug and I can put it into the next tyre. A lot of the sealants you get now are like a jelly or a thick gloop. You can't really reuse them because it's all stuck to the tyre and you have to just wash it away. Whereas stand, you can just reuse and reuse and reuse. You lose a little bit each time, but I just top it up. But it is great for that sort of thing. So yeah, I've just recycled between tyres. Let's take the valve off. Not that I need to because it's already down, but I'll take it off anyway. For when we put the other tyre on to seat it. Now I'm running, these rims are carbon. They're branded, Smokestone branded, but they're made by Nexty, and single wall, really light. I've been really pleased with them, but I have cracked the back one, which I will show you. It was a rock strike. So it is carbon, and it's, you know, it's going to happen. So I'm going to run bigger tyres. I think the mistake I made was I ran 4-inch tyres on this rim, and it's quite flush on the sidewall. So if you hit anything, it would hit the side of the rim. I've purposely run, these are 4.4s now, so these are a little bit bigger, and they bulge out past the rim, so it protects the rim sides a bit more. But I am going to run 4.8 now on these rims, so these will be even better. Something to bear in mind. How to get a tyre off. If you've got a fat bike and you want to get a tyre off a bead, use your foot. It's by far the best way. You just walk your way round, push one side off. The sealant will stay in there, but it will on this anyway. These are fat bike wheels, so they're big tyres. And when you've done that, what I tend to do with these is push the tyre into the lowest. Bear with me a moment, please. So there you go, get most of the fluid out, most of the sealant, and then put the tyre on the floor and get it off the other side of the bead. Same process, stand on it, and it should come off. Like so. All I tend to do now is just give that a wipe out, fold it up and put it away. That'll go away now till next year. And then I just check the tape. Tape looks fine. Good thing about carbon rims is that the tyres go on very, very easily because of the profile. It's quite a shallow profile, so the tyre sort of slides on nicely when you put it on. But we'll see in a minute. So I just give it a check the rims, check the hub bearings are smooth as smooth, and get the other tyre on. I'll say we've got enough sealant there. It's a bit discoloured because obviously it's been in a tyre, so it's got a little bit of grey tinge to it, but it's just as good. So that is the amount of sealant that goes in one fat bike tyre. It's about 240 millilitres or half a pint. Half a pint. Right. So these have been on before, so they've got some sealant inside, so they tend to stick to each other. That just means you can fold them up and they stay folded. Just unstick it. Put the tyre back out round. And I put the rim inside the tyre and then push it in from the outside. It tends to work better. So I put the tyre in, the rim right inside the tyre, so both sides walls. So the tyre's in, the rim's inside the tyre like that, and then you can push it on from the outside in. Tends to work better, he says. But you've got some tension on the tyre itself. It tends to sits a bit better. To get it round the rim, that's it. On one side, lie it down, pop the other side on. Obviously this is fat bike specific that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing more stuff that's non-fat bike on my channel. So I have got my other bike now, the Herbie, which is a 29er, and I want to include stuff that's non-fat bike. A lot of things cross over, you know, it's a tyre on a rim, so it'll be relevant to both. The question is, will this fire on with a air shot? I'll use one of these. Air shots are good. It's just an air canister. Pressurise it with the pump. Pump goes on the top of the can. Press the valve system. Make sure you get the right one. I had to buy a new pump. It's not the best pump in the world. It's a bit plasticky. Got my other pump packed up. And it's got a valve there. You just shut the valve, and then you blow this up to 160 psi, and let it go. The other bit actually is this bit. This connects into your wheel, into the valve. But before I do that, I'm just going to go around the rim and try and ease the tyre out from the centre as much as I can. I don't think it's going to play ball, but so I haven't fitted this on here, so I don't know how tight they're going to be. I might just try it once and just see if it'll work. Right, back in a minute. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wheel in the forks. Oh, I'm going to put these handlebars on first. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm going to put the wheel in the forks. That suspends the tyre off the ground so it doesn't push it up and make it slack. So it should go onto the bead a bit better. Before I do that though, I'm just going to put the handlebars back on. I had to take them off to put them in the bike bag to go in the plane. So pop those back on. Yeah, we've got some, what are they called? Evoc bike bags, XL bike bags, and they take a fat bike. Absolutely brilliant. We've used them for a few years now, and the same bags get hired out in our shop. You can hire them. if you want to take your bike abroad. And they'll take a downhill bike, a fat bike. I mean, this is an extra large fat bike, and it fitted. And they're really strong, really well made. They've got compartments inside to hold everything in place. These are Manitou Mastodon forks, so the axle screw obviously it's got a trapped bolt nut on one side, just helps keep everything together. So I'm going to pop these in and see if it'll inflate. Now, something else you've got to watch, which I didn't do, you should put a pad spacer in your brakes before it goes in the hole, because the pressure will squash the pads out. I didn't do that, so consequently these pads have pushed out. I can't get the wheel in. Actually, I've got this little knife I use. This is a Gerber dime, a little mini review of it. These are really, really good. But I don't know if I mentioned this before. It's a Gerber dime multi-tool knife. It's got a pair of pliers. It's got various little knives, little attachments, if I can get it out. That's great for spreading pads. That works as screwdriver, nail file stuff down. That's just a blade with a weird bit on the end. I'm not quite sure why. Never quite followed that one out. Proper blade the other side, and there's one other cool little feature, which is a pair of scissors. So brilliant little knife, or little multi-tool, which I take everywhere with me. I took it to Australia, and when I went on as I was going through security, there's a sign saying any blade over 6 centimeters you can't take on the plane. Well, that is not over 6 centimeters. So I showed it to somebody and they said, yeah, that's fine, you can take that, no problem at all. So took it with me, went to Australia. On the way back, took it into Australia, nothing. Came out of Australia, they took it off me. I was leaving Australia and they took it off me. And the woman there in customs, in the security said, I said, surely, what's the point of you having this now? I'm leaving. She said, oh no, you can't, this is Australia, buddy. You know, and just took it off me laughing. And I think, you cheeky. But anyway, I was going by all the rules, but they took it off me. What I should have done is just chuck that in my bike box and left it, and no one would have known. But anyway, a lesson learned. So what did I get this out? Oh yes, pad spreader. This works quite well. If your pads are stuck together in the middle of nowhere, you can actually spread them. I've done it a couple of times now. There you go. Works a treat. That should go in there. Great little tool. As I say, I'll take it with me everywhere. And it's been an absolute. I use it most days for various whatever. So the one I've just shown you is Sheila's, so I'm going to have to get a new one. They're about £24, I think. You can find them most places. Gerber dime. Come in different colours as well. Right. Let's get this blown up. Yes! Look at that. How cool is that? Straight on. Done. I'll let that back down now. Put the sealant in. So what I do now is get the I put the sealant back through the valve with one of these. This is from, I got this from Planet X, I think. They just had a sale of them. I don't know what they're for, but it's a big capacity. It's 150 millilitres, so plenty. 5 ounces. So 2 of these, and that's your tyre filled up. Just squirt it back in. Give it a bit of a suck back before we take the valve off. There we go, back in. No new sealant required. The joys of stands. Love the stuff. It's not the, I mean, it's not the most friendly. It's latex, so and it sticks to everything. Get it out, but that's how it works. It's when it gets to air, it becomes plasticky, rubbery. What have I done with? Oh, here it is. Put the valve back in. Just clean it off. So that's the other thing with sealant. It clogs up your valves. So when you take them out, just peel off any sealant you can see that's sort of stuck round the little rubber part of the valve insert. Right, let's get that back in and blow it up. I've got a toe peak pump that's specific for fat bikes. It's got a bigger chamber and it blows up to a maximum of 30 psi, so it's really good for fat bikes. It puts in a load of it, pressure, and the gauge is quite accurate as well, because that's got 6 psi in it now, which will almost be enough. Not much more. Might put 9 in, just so there's a bit more extra air to seal any holes with sealant. That's a bit more. Well, that isn't. That's 9. Yeah, you heard right. 9 psi. There's some new valve inserts come out, which are a larger bore, which I must get, because the standard Presto valves are pretty crap. They seize up, or they clog up. Right, that's done. That is 9 psi. That brake rotor just needs adjusting, but that's that one on. Right, now to do the rear one. Just the same process on the back. So there we go, tyres are on. Super grippy. Plenty of room in this frame as well for big tyres, so perfect. Right, that's it for now. Oh, I better put some pedals on it. Let's put a bit of grease in the thread. Put the pedals back on. Always don't forget your washer. Your little washer between the pedal and the crank arm. Hold the pedal spindle in your hand, pedal backwards, jazz it up. Same both sides. Pedal backwards both sides. Right, tweak up, actually. Got a pedal spanner. There's something else you've got to do when obviously you let your tyres down, you've got to let your forks down, so I need to put some air back in my suspension forks. About 70 psi for these. And all I do is I wipe out the little bit of excess fluid, stands, and then fold them up. And these fold up quite easily, being a big tyre. And these will go back on in the spring. Fold them up. put them back on the rack. The thing about fat bike tyres, they do fold up quite easily. But they will spring back round again if you leave them. Just got to pack them down. Right, that's it. So, restored my bike back to working order again. Swapped the tyres, and that's it for this video. Okay, catch you in the next one. One thing I forgot to mention. Have you spotted anything? Comments below. Apart from that, please feel free to like and subscribe. Like the video, share it, show it around if you're interested in stuff like this. I say I'm going to be doing more non-fat bike stuff, and reviews, product reviews, different bikes. Definitely going to be doing more of that now. So yeah, catch you in the next video. Bye.